other things that are going on in the world in Bundaberg, very close to my part of the neck of the woods, actually, but like temptingly close. It's about 6 hours drive from where I live. Bundaberg in Queensland, Australia, are having a Phantom Art Exhibition that's going to run from the 18th of November through to the 4th of February next year. I'm definitely going to have to get up there at some point over my Christmas holidays. Would love to get up there for the grand opening on the 18th, but I have work commitments that I just cannot get out of on that day. I'm very much looking forward to seeing that. Now, Jim, you've already had the opportunity to have a quick chat with Shane, and we're about to hear from him, I think.
Just wanted to touch base and talk to you, obviously, about this Bundaberg Regional Art Gallery, which is titled Phantom Off the Drawing Board. Could you tell us a little bit about this exciting exposition?
I was approached a little while ago. I know the curator reasonably well. I've had an exhibition there before. And she just came to me and said about how they find a lot of people are quite amazed there's a phantom artist living in little old Bundaberg. And a lot of people treat artwork and comic artwork like it's a slightly magical process. And so she thought it'd be a good idea, knowing the Phantom is very popular, even amongst younger people who, they all know about the Phantom, even if they don't read him anymore. Well, they know people in the family who do. And so she thought it'd be a great idea to have an entire exhibition, all original Phantom artwork there. And it snowballed. It seems to be a big thing. It's the entire bottom floor of the local gallery here.
So I believe that the entire bottom floor, it's actually 4 sections. So you're actually holding 4 sections in the art gallery, all dedicated to the Phantom. Is that correct?
There is a lot there. And there is an upstairs as well. And in the upstairs, she is contacting a lot of local artists and getting them to do a reaction to the Phantom. So there'll be a lot of oddball Phantom stuff on the other floor. So the entire gallery is going to be overtaken with the Phantom.
Now, so you've talked about original Phantom artwork. So this is going to include a lot of your own original Phantom artwork. Is that correct?
Yeah, a lot of the idea she had was to showcase me because I'm the local boy. And the idea was they're going to sort of replicate a sort of office studio in the middle of it, showing Lightbox, all the material I use and that sort of thing. And I've offered them a lot of sketch pages, rough pages, which go before building up a comic page, a script, or the type of script that I work from when I write my own stories and all that sort of stuff. So most of it will be me, but they're also including, there's going to be a history of Frew on one wall, one of the short walls. And I understand she's doing her best to source Frew Phantom 1, 2, and 3. So they better have security guards on. And want some original artwork from other artists. And I know, like, I have one Wilson McCoy, it's going to be in, and we understand we've had an offer of some others. I won't mention what yet because it's not finalized, but there'll be a little bit more that's not just me. And then there'll be whole sequences from my stuff. I know that I've actually, at this stage, given them 71 pieces of artwork at the moment.
Oh, wow.
All make it onto the walls. I don't know, because it's very hard to work out just how much you need, All 11. I've done 11 covers, not counting the convention, like multi-covers. And they'll all be there, all framed and up there, because I've hung on to all that. So they're going to have that. There's going to be a section on the female Phantom. They're very interested in that.
That was one of the questions that we had, one of our followers on social media. They were actually asking about the actual concept of the female Phantom. So when you say they're having a section on the female Phantom, is that Julie with some of the stories about her story, or is that every single past female who has worn the Phantom's costume? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, at this stage, what I've done is I've replicated a few of the Wilson McCoy panels out of the Julie story. So they'll know that the first female Phantom was Julie. They're also interested in Heloise. Coincidentally, I had a cover with Heloise on it from one of the Phantom stories. And they're sort of interested in Diana wearing the costume, and she did in Diana and the Bank Robbers, the story straight after Julie. So they're just going to mention it. There might be a bit more of a write-up about it. They'll be asking me about that, I would say, and I haven't done that yet. But it's going to be on the way out. They're going to talk about the possibility. And I understand they're going to do something like cast your vote. Who should be the next Phantom?
Oh, nice.
Halloween. So they're going to try and get the girls involved. They're getting, super collector Paul Maloney. He's bringing up a stack of Phantom rings. There's going to be rings there. And I understand there's even going to be some of those New Guinea shields as well.
Yes, I believe that. And I believe that there will be some other merchandise that he lending. I'm assuming he's not donating them. I'm assuming it's only on lend.
So, and there will be some of the Frew merchandise as well. Like Frew's on board. They're very helpful.
That's awesome.
Glenn's coming up for it.
Glenn's. And then I believe Paul Mason, artist of Kid Phantom.
Oh, I left that part out. Yeah, Paul. See, in this gallery, they also have a children's section where kids respond to what's in there. So Paul Mason's work is going to be the theme of the kids section entirely, and all that. But Paul is also going to be in the main body of it as another interpretation of the Phantom. So yeah, it's not just me. Mine will be the bulk of it on a couple of the walls, but there's plenty more besides just me.
People like Cy Barry, Paul Mason, Glenn Ford, are they all okay about playing second fiddle to you?
They've never quite put it like that, but everyone seems happy so far, and unless there's a major betrayal coming, the answer is yes.
Awesome. I also believe that there's going to be a section where you're going to be showing the Phantom serial.
In the gallery, there is a little place called the Vault. Like they've got all these little sections and walled areas and stuff, but the Vault is going to have, is it the Tim Tyler serial, the 1940 serial or something? That's going to be running. I think they looked into the Billy Zane one that was a bit problematic or too hard to get or something, if I can say that. Yeah, the very old serial will be running in the Vault. Paul Mason activities for kids based around Paul Mason's art is in the children's section, and then there's all these other little sections as well. And I've got stuff there like a script, then a scribble page, then another page. There'll be a light box there. People will be able to see what it's done with and all that sort of thing, and quite a few sequences out of giant size and the things I've done. You have to walk into the Skull Cave to get into it.
Oh, you're going to have a nice big cutout of the Skull Cave.
It's going to be painted by me, I understand. They're building a false wall with a door in it, and I have to paint the Skull Cave on it.
Oh,
that
nice.
hasn't happened yet.
Now, I believe that there's two major events as well. There's the Friday, the 17th of November, which is going to be the opening night. I'm assuming you'll be there, and I'm assuming Paul and Glenn Ford will also be there.
To the best of my knowledge, yeah. I know Glenn's coming up for it. I think Paul will be there. Or the Saturday, there's walkthrough, signings, question and answer sort of stuff, and talk things. So yeah, that's the Saturday.
Oh, honestly, this sounds very exciting. Over 100 pieces of original art from yourself, from Wilson McCoy, and from some other well-known artists. There's going to be the whole gallery decked out. There's going to be room for the children, sections on Kid Phantom, on Female Phantom as well. The 18th of November to the 4th of February. Weekdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and weekends, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So that's Saturday and Sunday. The cost is free. The location is the Bundaberg Regional Art Gallery, which is 1 Barrelin Street in Bundaberg. Barrelin.
Only out of towners called Barrelin.
Wish you all the best with this exciting expedition. Hopefully maybe we can even get Rebecca and maybe yourself on for a bit of a chat closer to the date as well.
There we go. Sure.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
All right. So what was your key takeaway from that, Germ?
Just how large it's going to be. There's like 4-6 rooms. There's going to be local artists doing their depictions of the Phantom as well. So I think that's important. Not only is it showcasing a national or international hero, but you're getting local artists who may have never picked up a comic, who are now going to pick up a comic, and then they might go, oh, actually, I really enjoy this. And, these artists may be artists from like pottery to abstract art to, realism artwork. There may be an artist who might even be good enough for Frew to be able to draw something. So there's that, and then these artists are going to see a local artist in Shane Foley, a local identity, who can say, well, if he's now an international artist who's drawing comics internationally, his comics have been in Australia, have been in Sweden and stuff like that, there's a pathway for me to do that as well. So I think that's great.
Even if you've been an ambulance driver for most of your career, it's never too late.
And I'll really, so I was actually talking to some WA Perth guys this week, and they were like, oh, why can't it come over to WA or something? And I ended up just saying to them, I said, well, it doesn't have to come over to WA. You can organise something. And I'll really just throw that challenge out to anyone else who's saying, oh, why is it only going to Bundaberg? Why isn't it coming to my hometown or something? Bradley Peach did one in Albury Country, New South Wales. And, I know there's been others. Maybe if you've got a great collection, go to a local library, go to a local gallery or something and put the suggestion to them. Say, well, what do you need from us? Get a couple of fans together. What do you need from us to be able to do an exhibition on the Phantom? The beauty about Frew is that they've got artists in all around. There's artists in Tasmania, there's artists in Victoria, New South Wales, Queensland, South Australia, even in Perth and WA and stuff like that as well. Is go to them and say, I want to do something on the Phantom. What do you need from us? Because knowing a lot of people who work for local governments who want to do stuff like this, they want people to be able to help them. So maybe see it as a challenge. Maybe, let's see if we can have more Phantom in around the local governments in exhibitions and libraries and stuff like that. Have the conversation.
It's a great point, because the reason it's happening in Bundaberg is because that's Shane's hometown, and so he's heavily involved in setting that up. Well, watch this space, and as I said, I certainly hope to get up there myself and maybe do some roving reporting from Bundaberg.